All right, all right. It's 5:30 in the morning. Sometimes I get up early. I still have to work today. I still have to go in, so this will be a short video, I guess. But you can see this is the first page of the Beast Rangers. I don't know if you can see it. And there's that first panel that I worked on. This still has the pencil layer turned on, although it's hard to see. I've turned it off. And I'm working on this last panel. This is the important panel. It's bigger than all the other panels. You can see there's this big open area right here. They're supposed to be the leader of the Leatherwing gang jumping on the back of the van. Um, these characters, the bad guys, are these mutant bat guys. That's Vex the vampire and his Leatherwing gang. They're all like bat guys. They live in the Mystic Forest. They're in the series. They're not that important. They're sort of um, they're sort of low level villains. And even when you see what's going on, you can see he's in communication with the real villain, Shadow Serpent, who we haven't really revealed yet. We just have him in silhouette right now. And he's talking on a radio. So the first whole adventure is against Vex, Vampire Vex. Should it be Vampire Vex or Vex the Vampire? It was going to be just Vex, just plain old Vex. Actually, the original name I had was Razorwing. But I like the name Vex better. You can tell I've got these big man bat style ears. They're actually kind of like fruit bat style ears, and fruit bats aren't carnivorous. But I think that in the lore we're gonna say he's a vampire bat, but not necessarily like a real vampire. He's just a vampire bat. Maybe he becomes a major villain. I don't know. I have an arm up and like over here by his thigh, but I might put both arms. I might actually erase that. This is a gun pinging off like a bullet pinging off the van. And here's another one right here. I don't think they should be shooting at the van so close to the boss. All right. Wait. Vex has landed on top of the van. They're shooting at it, and it gets hit with a stasis grenade. And you can see they're thrown about inside the van. We can still see them. I might actually like circle this area and then knock the opacity back so that it's kind of grayed out because they're inside the van. What we're seeing is inside the bubble canopy there. We need his vampire cape. He doesn't really have a vampire cape. He's got like a vampire collar, because the thing is, I'm wondering if I'm doing that right. The thing is, he has this wing thing. So the wings are hard to describe. They kind of come up under the arms like this. So maybe I should have it down there like that, maybe, which would eliminate these two motion lines. Oh, come on now. So, when you see it, I draw it in pencil, or I pencil it, and then I sort of turn the pencil layer off because it interferes, and then I just start drawing, and then I like have to figure out, oh, you drew over an area that's probably important. Oh, that area needs to be there. I think I can have this one up. Like if this wing is down, surely this wing could be up, right? I don't know. Difficult design. It's one of those things where you could draw a little turnaround or something, but it doesn't give you the full story because then you start to draw the character in action, and you have to sort of work out all the angles. The other thing is there's kind of like a little fold by the forearm. There we go. All right. I'm going to do some more subtle hinted action lines on the out edges, like the corner edges. How does that look? It looks okay. Okay, what's going on with his collar? His collar comes into like this. It's great when you have a name like Vex because the V forms a natural shape that you can use in the costume. I think that's a good thing. Okay. Also, he's got some kind of like, it's on his left arm. He's got some kind of like little cyber wristband technology thing here that he uses to communicate with Shadow Serpent. All right. Ugh. Oh, and unlike the others are shirtless, but with these little sort of X straps, what I like to call the Martian Manhunter suit. Vex does not. Vex has the beginnings of the cyberzoic armor that the Battle Beast wears. Well, he's got the torso piece. He doesn't have the full suit. So I haven't drawn any of the actual um, Battle Rangers yet, but they look like this. They have this. It's a sort of little torso suit with forearm and leg pieces. You can see Snapper's got something similar, except he has like wraps there. Fang doesn't wear one. Fang's a special case. She wears one, but it's a little bit closer. Um, it isn't as chunky looking as armor, but you'll see when I draw her. I was trying to make hers a little bit more feminine. All right, it's all over but the crying. Speaking of which, oh, you know what I want to do? The other thing is, these guys have like a kind of a hairy look to them. The Leather Wing Gang. It's more prominent around their shoulders. Really, that's because when I designed them, I wanted them, you can see over here on the shoulders and over here. I wanted to have it really obvious who the leader is, right? Oh, okay. And also, look, he's got real goggles. The rest of them just have these sort of eyepieces. So I need to fix that as well. You need to start tagging your design so everyone knows who the leader is, which guys are villains, you know. You put a skull and crossbones on somebody, usually it's really obvious that that's somebody you need to look out for. Not gonna be for a good guy or a bad guy, but I think um, you can do what with it. Okay. I wonder if we haven't gone too far with it. It's got a middle piece that's actually blacked out. I was drawing these guys earlier, and they remind me of that little Tezuka pig thing that he used to put. Tezuka used to do this little joke pig character, and it would have this little nose like this. And if you're wondering what comics it's in literally every Tezuka comic. If something weird happens, or if there's some kind of weird MacGuffin, it's in the Phoenix, it's in Astro Boy. He would sometimes do a little self-referential character, but then he would draw this little pig character too. Uh, um, it's meant to be like a Daruma doll or something. Can't remember his belt. Oh, the belt. It's the same thing. It's a V. So anytime you're designing a character and you have a standout feature like that, you can use the element over and over again. I saw that on Etherington Brothers tutorial. Okay, I think I have all the bad guys in the scene at this point. Now we've got to fill it in. Okay, they're traveling along in the forest. So we got to add some forest background. You got to go real thin with the line weight when you're pushing in a background. Otherwise, you may actually be creating a foreground or a midground. In this particular panel, we have 3 layers. We have the foreground, which are the 2 characters up front. Oops. We have our 2 characters up front. The midground is the action. And then the background would just be this sort of layer of forest and jungle of the mystic forest. This is going to be a very fun comic. In the grand tradition of fun comics. I find non-fun comics to be very annoying. Be very fun. Be fun. And I get it. You can do anything with a medium. Literally anything. It's words and pictures. But I think where comics absolutely shine is in their ability to portray the impossible. That's why superheroes are so popular. Well, they were popular. I don't think superheroes are actually popular. I know, that's all you see, right? You're thinking, oh, that's all I see. But I would say that the comics that we now call superheroes are not really, they're just doing romance comics with characters wearing costumes. But they're not even that. I don't even know. I don't even know what the stories are now. Oh my gosh. But like stuff that I would have thought was important, which was, plot lines, story, action, adventure, has all been replaced by commentary. And that's a no good. Okay. When we're drawing in shadow, when we're inking shadow, if we have a texture underneath and it's not deep shadow, we just kind of go a little bit harder on the texture. By the way, make sure it's a bit of a halo effect here. Should be a little bit of a halo effect around anything else, so the scree sounds I have kind of outside the I'm not using speech balloons for every one of those. They're just like sound effects, but they aren't so loud they require block lettering. Oh, we've got a bit of a conflict too. I've got an explosion causing light. But I've also got this thing causing shade, shadow. So maybe we don't have to go too hard on it. All right. Which means there we go. Oh no, we might have a page. We might have a page. All right, so let's do this. We've got Dr. Maya here inside the van, and Albert is inside the van. And the window's getting like cracked, shot up, and everything else. What I thought I would do tell me if you think this is a bad idea. Okay. What we just did is we took the window area and we made it its own selection. What if we like reduce the opacity so it's like we can be pretty subtle with it. So it's, they're on the inside, and we kind of reduce it to that same layer that I was doing, well, the same level of intensity as we were doing the pencil on. What do you think? Cool idea or dumb idea? I think it's a cool idea, but I think we need things like the cracks in the windshield to still be big, dark black. Oh, never mind. This one. I think we can. This will still read pretty well in black and white because it can do all the different shades of gray. All right. I think that's a page. All right. So we got a page. We're going to call it done for right now. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the pretty good. You know what I mean? What we're going to do now is I like to take this and share it JPEGs to Instagram. Oh, no, that's incorrect. Don't do that yet. Don't do that. Instead, do this. Do this instead. Copy the canvas. I need a shim. I have one sitting under Brillig because I just finished with Brillig. Here's Brillig. 2700 to 2160. Okay. We need an Instagram portrait. There we go. This is what I call a shim. So this is the perfect dimensions for Instagram. And then we just paste in our page, right? So now we know when it posts to Instagram, it won't cut anything off. Like that's the thing that Instagram does. It likes to, if you don't use its exact dimensions, it's just going to cut it off. And also you want it to be where people aren't able to like zoom in really close on it. So you gotta figure out what the dimensions are. So I actually wrote those down. It's like 2700 by 2160 or something like that. I can't remember. But then share JPEG. That's the low res version to Instagram as a post and then you have to flip your thing this way. And the reason I do that is so I can get the typewriter back. So let's write a caption here. Introducing the Bee Strangers. This comic will, well, let's see. This comic, um, is my mashup of the Battle Beasts, Power Rangers, TMNT, my mashup. What are the other elements that are in the Bee Strangers? It's my own mashup of the Galaxy Trio. Thundercats. Just about every Saturday morning cartoon. Won't go as long as Brillig. Feedback, welcome. All right, and then we just give it a little tag. Indie Comics. Indie Comics Art. I just do two tags. All right, and we just share it. Bustitude. All right, boom. There's no particular schedule when you're kind of creating your web comic on Instagram. I actually got way more engagement on Instagram than I ever did on Webtoon, but my only audience is really as other cartoonists. So I'm really just hoping for feedback. This will be in the 10th volume of the 9-Volt Anthology, the Battery Anthology. I've heard it so called. LOL. And off we go, man. Yeah, so yeah, it's looking good. Looking good, looking good, looking good. I've got a second page I can start working on this afternoon when I get home from work. And probably start drawing some of these other pages. Maybe I'll try and draw 2 pages um, today when I get home from work. Oh, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. You gotta focus when you're drawing, man. All right, please like, follow, and subscribe, and stay tuned. Stay tuned with the tunage. Stay tuned with the tunage for more amazing Beast Rangers. And I will see you later.